routinely. I believe there are two sources of strength. For the last 8 months, we worked on deconfliction with the Russian Federation and pro-regime forces through the Russians. The purpose was to make sure that our air crews were safe, to make sure our personnel on the ground were safe, and to make sure we could prosecute the Defeat ISIS campaign in Syria, which is the reason why we're in Syria. That has worked very well over the past 8 months, and we have worked through a number of issues with the Russian Federation.
Going back to Syria, can you talk about the role that Iran is playing?
We'll work diplomatically and militarily in the coming hours to reestablish deconfliction. The Russian Federation has indicated that their purpose in Syria, like ours, is to defeat ISIS, and we'll see if that's true here in the coming hours, because all of our operations in and around Raqqa and southern Syria are designed specifically to get after ISIS, and we have agreed in the past, that is, we in the Russian Federation and pro-regime forces, that operations that the coalition was conducting in Syria were effectively degrading ISIS's capability, and we'll work to restore that deconfliction chain in the next few hours. I'm confident that we are still communicating between our Operations Center and the Russian Federation Operations Center, and I'm also confident that our forces have the capability to take care of themselves. Our peer competitors have studied the United States since. I think the worst thing any of us could do right now would be, address this thing with hyperbole. An incident occurred. We have to work through the incident. We have a channel to be able to do that, and I think it's going to require some diplomatic and military engagement in the next few hours to restore the deconfliction that we've had in place. And again, the deconfliction that we've had in place is in our mutual interest, because it allows us to address what at least pro-regime forces have indicated is our common enemy, ISIS. Yeah, whoever asked that question, I think it's a great question. And, we are there and have legal justification under the authorization to use military force. We are prosecuting a campaign against ISIS and al-Qaeda in Syria. In our country, at the strategic level, it's the network of allies and partners. First of all, to the question, do I view it as a threat? I do. It's clear to me that Kim Jong-un, the regime, is on a path of attempting to develop an intercontinental ballistic missile and matching that with a nuclear warhead that can reach the United States. We should be concerned about that, and we are. The primary means of dealing with that is diplomatic and economic pressure, a campaign led by Secretary Tillerson.
So we asked for a bit of a decorum from our colleagues.
First of all, no decision has been made with regard to the deployment of additional forces in Afghanistan. One decision that was made by the President was to delegate that decision to Secretary Mattis in terms of forces that would be on the ground. But also, and this is what's important and probably has been underreported, is that Secretary Mattis's decision about additional forces in Afghanistan will be made in the context of a broader strategy review for South Asia that is ongoing and is expected to report back probably sometime in the middle of July.